Hey guys, this is Manuel Beltre, professional baseball player from the Toronto Blue Jays, and this is the Step Up Podcast.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Step Up Podcast. It's your host, Nelly, in the building. I want to introduce you to Allie.
What's going on?
You know the vibes. I want to get my home team, a kid that's been with FTB for a long time, international draft, the famous Manuel Beltre.
What's up? What's up?
How you doing, big dog?
I'm doing really well. Thank you for having me here.
Man, it's good. I'm glad that you came on. I mean, first one for you, obviously.
Yeah.
First podcast, we get it going. So, peep. Now, I want to talk about the transition of DR, Dominican kid, no habla inglés, didn't speak English, coming to the States, playing baseball, man. Rismundo changed your life and everything, right?
It did, though. So the transition was, there was a lot of tournaments in Dominican, and I started playing then since I was like really young, 7, 8 years old. And my dad, for some reason, when I hit the age 10, he was like, oh yeah, I'm tired of you playing here in Dominican Republic. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm just 10 years old. Like, what are you talking about? He was like, yeah, we're going to the States to play. I'm like, how? He's like, don't worry about it. I got you. And then I don't know what happened. And like almost turning 11, team texts my dad like, hey, we want your kid for a World Series. They invite me here. I play here. One of my dad's friends told him like, hey, you have 2 options here. You either do good and you're going to keep coming back, or you do bad and you're not coming back. You just enjoy that moment. And I guess I did good because I just kept playing until I was like 17.
I think a lot of people think you did really well. Yeah. One of the best hands in the infield at that time and best bats. Showed a lot of power young. 13U, I can't forget,
Mm-hmm. Would you say
first bomb.
That's the age that you took baseball like super seriously?
I will say the age that I took baseball super seriously was 12. So I remember I was playing a tournament in Dominican, and at that age you get to academies in Dominican. So you can sign international, you need to be in an academy. So I went to this. We were in the semifinals, I think, and there were like 3 academy owners there, and like 2 other people there. And my
you remember the academy names? Beltre.
Yeah, I remember the one that I stayed with. The guy was there.
Okay.
The guy Jaime Ramos.
Ramos. Yeah. No joke. Yeah.
And there were like 3 or 2 more there, and they just watched me play. And after the game, they just sit down with my dad and talk to me like, hey, we want you to be in my academy and stuff like that. But I was like 12, 13 years old. And they were like, oh, we want to offer you money to be in my academy. I'm like, okay. So I think I can get I think I can get advantage of this. So that was the age that I locked in. I'm like, okay, I have to do this well so I can just provide, everything for my family.
It's so interesting because that's like when money gets involved. It's a business.
Yeah.
It's like baseball comes from you're like a kid playing it for fun. And then really quickly you hit the real world. You're like, and you just said like 12, 13 years old. You're thinking like, what am I doing for my life, for my future?
And that's what I want to get into is more or less like tell the difference of DR baseball and American baseball. You got 11, 10-year-olds. They're grinding. Yeah. They want to be big leaguers. They want to go pro.
I think the big difference in Dominican is like Dominican thing here is like here you have like a second option.
Yeah.
That is like, oh, I don't make it on baseball, I'm just gonna go to college.
I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna
get
a job.
I'm gonna get a job and stuff like that. But in Dominican, it's like you either become a baseball player or what else you gonna do with your life.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why you see kids in Dominican, 10, 11 years old, they just like grinding. They want to be a big leaguer because that's all they have.
You chase a goal differently too when there's no backup plan.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, and it's crazy you say that because baseball literally changes lives over there. It changed your life. It changed your family's life. And how many of your friends you probably seen fell at it and they're still fighting and trying to maybe get out of there. When you came to the States and you meet a guy like Rismundo, Rismundo I've known since I was in diapers. You've known him young. I've known him when I was in diapers. He did the same thing with my family. And having a guy like that bring you to the States and believing in you, not everybody knowing who you are, that's a little different, man. Talk to me about that experience.
It was like, we always said, and we always say to people, he was like an angel sent from God, because like I'm not coming from a rich family. I'm not saying we were like super poor, but like we were not rich, and him just helping us out, like bringing me here so I can show people my talent and just helping my family and whatever we need. It was just like something amazing. It's like in Dominican they do that, but they usually like ask for percentage and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
a percentage and everything.
but he didn't ask that. He just like he did it because I guess he loved us really well.
He did. He spoke highly of you guys very much. And
it's like a family. That's so important. The relationships you keep around
Exactly.
you, and that's so special. Do you think that your family adjusting to that with you so young has made you guys a little bit closer? Like, what's your relationship like with your parents, and do you have siblings, and did they move with you? Did they come over for baseball?
So for me, it was like, you know, there's a lot of people who have like a lot of friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Since I was young, like I said, I'm not coming from a rich family. So the places that we used to live, it was like they were good, but they weren't like super good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I remember my dad didn't want
Campos.
me, like, you know, so he didn't want me like go out that much and be like the other kids. I didn't understand that when I was like 8, 9. I just want to be like with the guys outside with my neighbors and stuff like that. And he was like, no, you have to be back at 8 or 7:30, or yeah, you can go out, but I have to. He used to have like this window at his room that he was like, I have to see you from this window. If I cannot see you from this window, you're not going out. So there was some stuff that I didn't understand at that age. But now, me growing up, and I see like all those kids that used to be with me.
Yeah.
Like they're either, I'm not blaming you. Some of them are in jail. They're doing some drugs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And me, I'm like here,
Grinding.
just chasing my dreams. It's just like something I'm really thankful with them, with my family though. So I think that's just become, like we became so like super close because I didn't like go out and stuff like that. It was just like me, mom, dad, and little brother.
That was
That was my
backbone,
little
your
shoulder
best
right there,
friends. That was everything.
Like bad moments, they were there. Good moments, they're there.
Yeah.
The moments that I don't have an answer, I'm like, what am I doing? They were like,
Yeah.
you're doing this. Okay, I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's pretty crazy, man. Just thinking about it and just seeing your success, you know, getting to watch you grow up and stuff like that was pretty cool. You know, one of the big experiences for me, you know, granted, you know me as the big coach going around and doing what I do with the little guys, and every time I get to go around and watch you guys play, you know, I didn't get to coach you because you were younger.
Yeah.
But seeing you hit the home run in Boomba and flipping the bat and all that stuff, you know, I kind of wanted to ask you myself. I've been wanting to ask you, wow, you know, coming from DR and coming to American baseball and seeing the gameplay, the competition, and how people are valued, how they are, did that change your perspective of baseball at all? Did you think about it differently? Did you see these kids spoiled? Did you see these kids, do I need to work harder? What would you think?
I did though, but not in that way. So when I came here, my first time when I came here, my dad saw something.
How old were you?
I was 10 when I came here for the first time. I was a little chubby when I was 10, but I think the moment that I started realizing that was when I was 12. I see like all the kids here, they either do another sport. And because I'm saying that is because they're more athletic than us.
Yeah, they
Dominican.
play different sports.
They play different sport, right?
Yeah.
So in Dominican, I only played baseball, so I was not like athletic enough to compete with these guys.
You weren't like shooting a basketball regularly.
Yeah,
Exactly. You don't know how many Dominican basketball players and football players and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they were fast. They were stronger than me. Some of them they were taller than me. I'm like, okay, I have to work hard to be in their level though. So at that moment, I was sold. That's what I'm saying. Like that was the age that I just like click in. Like I have to work hard. I started doing American football stuff, or taking the gym more serious than I used to take it, or going to the track to do this, or work on my body, work on my footwork, work on my hitting, because like the abilities were there, but you know the other kids have like the speed, they had the arm, they have like their body, like stuff like that. So I have to work for that.
See, and that's pretty dope. Like you grinded your whole way through the whole process, which is awesome. So talk to me. When you went to Select Fest, you got to understand PG.
Yeah.
It's a little different, you know. When you got selected for that and you get separated from everyone else, 'cause that's what it does, you know.
Yeah.
It puts you in a different platform and you start getting recognized. How do you feel about that? You know, you're in the States. You know, that's
cool.
when Manuel Beltre became Manuel Beltre.
I think that was so cool though, because from the first one and the second one that I played 2 times. The first one, I feel like more than the 60% of the guys are playing Pro Bowl, and I've been facing them and just playing against them since I got like drafted in 2021. So, but it was for me like, whoa, this this is something else.
It's real life.
Like, I'm good, but these guys are good. These guys are good. And playing against, like, the best, I would say, players from the United States, it was just, like, it was something amazing.
It's different.
Yeah.
Free gear. You're on the TV game. You're chilling.
Like, I remember my second one, I played with Aiden Miller.
Aiden Miller's a dude.
And 3 weeks ago, we played against the Phillies.
Yeah.
And Miller's on shortstop. I'm like, bro, do you remember we used to play like travel ball and we play at the PG Festival? I was like, yeah, and I think that's what it is for. Like, compete at the same time, make friends.
Make friends.
Because in the long run, you're gonna see them very well.
You're gonna get to play with them again.
Exactly.
You're gonna get to play with them again.
That's even as the baseball world has gotten so big. I feel like PG still has, like, the guys still have their circles of guys that you've just known and you grew up with and you play with. Who is someone you play with at the professional level right now that is guys like that for you?
One of your
that
closest
you still
friends.
Keep in touch with, or like.
I feel like Tucker though.
Tucker.
Yeah,
Tucker
I played with him
yeah.
in my first PG leg, and we became like good friends. And then when I was watching the draft in 2022, and when I saw him that he got drafted, I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, I know that guy. And then we just became really super close. Like, he started rookie ball that year. I was playing rookie ball that year, and we're really good teammates. Next year, he was my roommate in low A. And this year, he's even my roommate in the apartments that we have and the road trips that we have. So I think we became really good, close.
I mean,
friends.
Tucker's. I'm gonna say it. Tucker's one of the best kids I got to coach. He was awesome. He's humble. He's religious. He works hard. He works hard, and the kid just plays the game of baseball. Yeah. he's gonna scream, gonna hype, he's gonna tell you, and he's gonna relax. He's gonna chill. He's a good friend to be around. So that's awesome. You guys got to click.
It takes so much discipline.
Yes.
You, as an individual, noticing the work that you do off the field early, it's such a testament as to why you are exactly where you are. You have to almost implement discipline and hard work. You have to want it more than the person next to you.
That's the thing though, and people don't realize that. People think it's like we make it look easy on the field, but they don't see like the hard work that you do in the off season.
No, I mean, coming from a guy like you, right? Hard work is a different definition from hard work from a lot of kids in the States. You're grinding from 10 years old all the way up. 12 you figured it out, but I don't think a lot of people understood the off season for you.
Yeah.
You go in the train, whereas Mundo and these guys, then going back to DR and putting in the work, and you were playing 100 games. There was no jokes for you. Yeah. There was no breaks. There was nothing. You were 100 games in. I mean, so I think that separates you and the DR kids a little bit. I mean, do you see that in your gameplay, though? Do you see the maturity in some of your friends and yourself as well when you go in there?
And a lot of coaches told me that sometimes when I mess up, because we're all going to mess up.
Yeah, it's like, baseball.
Like, I know you're going to mess up, but I'm not expecting you to mess up this bad because I know how many games that you have played before, all the material you have in the baseball field. Mm-hmm. So that's the moment I'm like, okay, you have to, like, before you do something, think about it twice. Yeah. Because I have a lot of baseball.
Got to mature early, too.
Yeah.
Got to mature early. You're around men at a young age.
It's really cool, though. And, like, because I've been playing infield, too, I can move all the positions. And you see kids, like, they cannot play short because I have never played short before. They cannot play third because I have never played third before. Mm-hmm. And they're like, hey, you're playing third today. I'm like, go. I'm in.
Is there one position you feel substantially more confident in or, like, comfortable in maybe than others?
I like short, but this year they told me because last year they told me I had to like gain more below on my arm. And the spring training, like what they saw, they were like, "Oh, you're gonna play more third now, short and third, and short and second." So this year they put me at third base, and I don't know why, but I really like it. I think it's because the first time I played third, like in my whole life.
Hot.
Yeah.
Hot.
It's cool. It's
cool. A hot corner.
The main one I prefer is shortstop.
I mean, you were shortstop your whole life, Yeah, that's what you were trained for.
When did you two meet? Like, how old?
That picture right there. That was one of them.
Yeah,
probably,
I was young, though. I was like 12 years old.
Yeah, a long time ago. He was a baby. Baby, when I met him, he was a dog. They spoke highly about him. Obviously, action, hands. He had one of the most advanced hands at the time. At that time, I had, at shortstop, was Bo Bichette in them. So he came around when he talked about the hands and everything, and you got to see him do the glove work, because he did the work before the infield and everything, and you watch the videos and you see that and you're just like, oh, it's a little different. So that separated him, is what, you know, attracted me. Obviously my dad is a guru. They call him the godfather of baseball, you know. And when he bragged about somebody, I knew I had to get into it with them and see what's up. But let's switch it up a little bit. I want to talk about the good side now, you know. 2021, draft pops up, you know. Your name's on that board, you know. You're 15 years old. 15 years old.
What did that feel like? 3
what
words.
What was that feeling? 15 and you know, not to put it out there, but you made good money. Yeah, it's life changing.
I remember the day before I couldn't sleep though. I couldn't sleep. It was January 15th. I could the 14th I couldn't sleep. And for me, when I signed that paper, it was like, "Oh, you're really doing it right now."
Yeah.
Did you cry?
I didn't cry, but it was like a lot of joy on me. I was so happy. I remember when I signed that contract and they put me the jersey on. I'm like, okay, I think you just made the first step. This is the moment that you've been waiting for your entire life. So that was really cool.
That's cool. That's a different type of experience, you know. Sitting with your family and you got to see that and you're like, oh, and then now you get to sign. That was special. Huh?
Well, it's so crazy you say first step, because a lot of people, I feel like, think of that. They dream their whole life of making it to the big leagues, and they could sign. And even your mindset of, like, that was the first step, like, hard work, you keep going. Because the guy next to you, it gets even, like, it just moves even further. Everyone is so good around you.
Yeah, because something that it tell us on the first day you got here is like, okay, you're good. You got a good lot of money and all these good things. But remember that every year they sign new people. Yep. And they even get more money than the money that you got. So it's like, if you, like, don't do the things right or don't work hard, someone's just gonna come on and
just take your spot.
Get your spot. You're gonna get released, even though
I
got a good amount of money, you know.
Yeah, and you know, for me, you know, a 15-year-old hanging out with 21-year-olds, 20-year-olds. You're with grown men in the locker room. You're a kid. You know, these guys are going to have a beer after the game, and you got to go eat McDonald's.
Your mom's picking you.
Get a Happy Meal. It was a little different.
It was weird though. My first spring training, I was the youngest one. I was 16, and everybody was 20, 21, 22, 19. And for some reason, when I get to the field, I always forget how old I am. I just like to compete with other people. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we get back to the locker room and people are like, oh, this guy's 16. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm 16. Oh, shit, I'm 16, yes. And it's just, at first it was a little scary for me. You see these old, big guys, 21, 22, coming out of college. And I'm just 16. I'm like, I'm skiing like this. This guy's out of I'm like, bro, how am I going to do this? And then, but at the end of the day, it's just baseball.
Yeah.
You're hitting, and for him to strike you out, you have to, like, the ball have to be right here in the middle. Yeah. So it's nothing to worry about. It's just baseball.
It's the same game, different experience. But grown men is a little different when you see a guy with a beard humming the baseball at you at 6'6", and you're still trying to grow facial hair. It's a little different. You know what I'm saying?
Can you grow the beard yet?
No, this is the most I can get. That's why I have it. The rest is
19 years old. You know, you're still a baby. You're still a baby. But let's, you know, being 19, you know, this episode comes out. You know, you're getting called up. Let's call it what it is, right? You're gonna be at the next level soon. It's got to be fun, man. It's got to be fun to surpassing certain things and hitting them goals. You know, you got a little brother watching you. Yeah. Trying to be where you're at. Tell me about it. Talk to me.
That's one of the things that I like. That's why I like to do my stuff, like keep myself in the line, you know? Mm-hmm. Because I know I have my little brother watching me. And he's just going to do, and he's going to learn everything that I'm doing. Yeah. I feel like his process is going to be way easier than mine, because when I became a professional baseball player, I didn't know baseball was so tough. Like, travel ball, easy. Like, we were talking about this morning. We talked this morning. Yeah. When we were playing travel ball, or he was playing high school, we were like the big fish. Yep. In the tank. But now that we're professional, we're just another big fish. Yes. In the tank, you know what I mean? So it's like,
you're in a tank with a bunch of sharks.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So you just have to, like, work hard. And I feel like my brother's always watching me, and he's like, he loves to copy everything that I do. So if I, like, go to a wrong side, he's just gonna keep following me to that side. Yeah. And now I'm just gonna feel bad because he didn't make it because I messed up. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I always love, like, he gets so mad with me sometimes. because I was trying to like make him go to the right path. You know what I mean? I was 15, I was 16. I know how that feels, but it's just
How
like,
old is he?
He's 15 right now.
15.
Okay.
He's learning life, and sometimes he gets so mad with me because I just try like, don't do this. Let's just go to sleep right now. You have a game tomorrow, or let's have a better food because you have a game tomorrow, stuff like that.
You
That's
speak like you're grown. He looks like he's grown,
Older
and he
brother.
speaks like he's grown.
because I had to learn in the hard way though. When
Yeah.
I came here in my first year, my second year as a pro, I played my first year in Dominican. Second year here, I had to wake up at 6 every day to go to the stadium to go to the field, and I used to be back like at 3. Didn't have I was not hungry. I was not nothing. I didn't eat that much, and I lost like 10 pounds. Then the team called me like, "Why do you lose 10 pounds?" I'm like, "Oh, I need to eat them." And I started better food and stuff like that. And then I started eating a lot, and then I got fat.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Okay, you're fat now. What are we doing?" I'm like, "Okay." So last year they want me to be like 185, 188, and I was like 178. So I have to figure out a way eating healthy to just
Gain the
be
extra
there.
10 pounds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I learned when I was trying to like go to 185, 188 that food is really important. Like people don't believe that, but food is really important because it's not the same that if you eat a steak at night and you have another game tomorrow, you're gonna feel like you have a lot of energy.
Yeah.
That instead of you eat a McDonald's with a milkshake. Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
But no. So food is really important. That's some of the things that I'm trying to teach my little brother, and like the hard work, like to always be prepared. Like if you have a practice tomorrow, you have a game tomorrow, it's just like, okay, let's say this is the jersey that I have to wear, this is the pants that I have to wear. Okay, what am I gonna do this? What am I gonna do here? This, that, just like get your mind ready for the next day.
No, 100% preparing him and
Exactly.
a diet and doing that, being a big brother, which is cool. You know, let's spin it a little bit. You know, let's talk about how hard it was for you to learn English. You know, you're getting good. You're good now, Papa.
Yeah,
you're good.
It was bad before. It was bad. So
I didn't know you had an issue, so you're killing it.
this is a funny story though. I remember when I got here, didn't speak any English, and I used to have my teammates.
Oh, that's so crazy.
Watch this. I used to have my teammates to translate me the menu, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was a one tournament that the guy who always translated me the menu, he was mad because I didn't do well in that game. And he was like, "No, I'm not going to translate you the menu." And I'm like, "Okay." And I don't know why, that just clicked on me. I'm like, I'm mad. I have to learn English because this guy's not going to make me anymore. And I just started asking a lot of questions. I used to watch a lot of shows.
What'd you watch?
I used to watch a lot of stand-up comedy though. Kevin Hart. I used to watch Kevin Hart Spanish and English. I used to put like subtitles in English, subtitles in Spanish. And I think that's the way that I learned.
Is he funny in both languages?
Yeah. Way more fun than English though.
That makes sense. So that's cool, man. You came through the real trials of baseball, which is dope. I mean, you changed your life. You're living your dream. Mm-hmm. You know, obviously you're not done. You got to go. Yeah. Goals to be in the big leagues.
Keep moving.
Yeah, got to keep moving up. And what's advice you could give some of these young guys out here in the perfect game world, in this travel ball world? You know, what's a good advice for you?
I would say to like, always trust in God. You always have a purpose for you. Listen to your coach, and always work hard because doesn't matter how good you are. It's always a person or people that are way better than you. Maybe you haven't seen them yet, but that's the truth though. Because when I became a professional, I'm like, oh, I'm the best shortstop here. And then I started watching these kids that are like 18, 19. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not the best one here, so I have to work hard for that. So, like, don't be cocky. Don't think like you're the best here. Just keep working hard though.
That's awesome.
There's power in humbling yourself. We were kind of talking about this earlier today, like to be able to receive information from like a teacher, but then also pass it on and teach somebody else. It's rewarding. It's like what you're doing with your brother.
Mm-hmm.
Just teaching him.
That's pretty awesome. I mean, the life you live is dope. What you represent is awesome. I mean, you got a whole country backing you up. Yeah. How does it feel that the following you and your brother got? I mean, you guys are DR right now. Yeah. I don't think there's anybody bigger than y'all coming out. You know,
it feels cool though because you feel like you're not just someone that doesn't have no one to follow you. Like, doesn't matter what you do. Like, they're not gonna care what you do. Mm-hmm. It's like, I think it helps me because I feel like I don't know why, but I like that pressure though.
Yeah. I
have a lot of people watching me. They watch what I'm doing. If I do wrong, they're just gonna get on my ass.
Yeah.
If I do great, they're not gonna say nothing. So I'm like, okay. So I have to work hard so they have something to talk about.
Yeah, something. Does it distract you a little bit going to DR, or does you feel welcome when you go there and you're like, damn, these people are crazy? Like, what is it? I
feel welcome though.
Yeah.
How often do you need to go back?
Every 8 months. So last year I made a different plan because the team told me that I have to fix some stuff in my swing and the rules and the path and stuff like that. So I just went to the Dominican for like 3 weeks. So 3 weeks after the season, we're talking about last time I was in the Dominican was early October. That was the last time I was there.
Wow.
And it was really cool though. Yeah. My family, like, I don't know, like after the season when you go back and you see your whole family, you're like, whoa.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. So you felt welcome. It's home. Exactly, it's always going to be home. It's always going to be your spot, which is awesome, man. I mean, I think it's dope. I think you represent the right thing, which is cool. From the mud all the way up. I mean, not a lot of people can have that type of success. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm so thankful for God for giving me like the opportunity to be here. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I get mad. Like today, I was out. I was frustrated over 3, and I just sit down. I'm like, bro, you're living your dream.
Yeah.
What are you mad? Like,
yeah.
You're hitting the ball really well. You're doing really well. It's just a bad day.
Yeah.
You have 300 more at bats to go. So.
No, and that's baseball, and that's dope, man. That's dope.
It literally is this game of losses that it's how you bounce back every moment, every play, every pitch, every swing, every.
Yeah, I didn't know. Honestly, I didn't know baseball was gonna do this stuff. But you learn though. Maybe you're not gonna learn in the moment, but you learn in the long run. Like I remember my first year as a professional, a guy who's used to hit 400 every single time in the trouble. I'm over 36 on my first 40 at bats or 50 at bat. I'm like, okay, this is not going well right now.
Yeah.
And you just have to grind though, like try and like get through that moment because it's not gonna last forever. And after that moment, I got it. So next year it was gonna happen again. I was like over 15. I'm like, okay, don't get too crazy. It happened to you last year. You got that, and it's just. You learn for every moment that happened to you, every like bad scenario that happened to you. You learn from that.
Man, you go through it. You grow through it.
Exactly.
You do. That's pretty awesome, man. But I want to sit there and thank you for sitting on the podcast.
Thank you for having me here, though.
Nah, you know the vibes. It's your boy Nelly. You know the vibes. Shout out to my co-host Allie in the building.
What's going on? I don't know which camera.
Yeah, you know the camera, know the vibes. Obviously, thank you to Manuel Beltre,
thank you,
my brother.
Here, man.
That's how it is, man. I appreciate you being here, and I can't wait to see you in the big leagues. Promise you, big leaguer coming soon. It's gonna be soon.
Game when we get to the big leagues.
Loaded. Appreciate you. Cut.